Okay, now I'm going to talk to you about a bit about social networking sites. This is what we're going to cover in session 3. So we're going to look at the different social networking sites which are used in order to cyberbully. But before we look at the different social networking sites, I'm just going to talk a bit about the learning outcomes. So firstly, we're going to look at the social networking sites in depth. Students will be able to demonstrate why social networking sites are a bigger risk to students. Students will be able to explore recurring themes in cyberbullying and why teenagers are the main target. And this session will also analyse cyberbullying statistics. So we'll also go through different authors' views as well as that. So to start off with, we're firstly going to define social networking sites. Social networking sites are defined as a set of people with whom specific types of support are exchanged. The second definition is they can also be known as a collection of individuals known by a target person and consider networks in terms of independency. So that links particular partners to the friends or other associates. Now we're going to look at what do people use social networking sites for. So through social networking sites, individuals are drawn together. Individuals can connect via these social networking sites because of the following reasons. So they may go to school together, they may be work colleagues, may live in a particular city, or they may even share the same interest, and through these mediums that's why they're drawn together. The advantages of social networking sites. So firstly, you can share files such as photos and videos. It's also a great opportunity for business teams to market, so it's good to put adverts in there and it'll help grow your business. And it's also an effective communication, especially if you live a distance away from your relatives or your friends. So for example, if your friend lives in China and you happen to live in England, you can network over these social networking sites, and it's simply done through just commenting, again exchanging photos and videos. Now we looked at some of the advantages of social networking sites. Now we're going to look at a bit about the disadvantages of social networking sites. So firstly, the first advantage of social networking sites is security threats. So what I mean by security threats is people can always hack into your information. Again, as I said to you earlier, when you do exchange photos and videos over these social networking sites, there can also occur a virus as well, which might infect your computer. So that's one of the threats. There's also a violation of privacy again if images do get into the hands of someone that you didn't want them to see your image. Again, they can post it on social networking sites that you're not aware of, and that's a violation of privacy. Exposure to illicit imagery, again, that's another one as well. And most importantly is cyberbullying. So again, as I said to you earlier, cyberbullying is the main issue here, as what tends to happen is a lot of people will make fake profiles. So as we spoke about in previous sessions about people impersonating and being someone they're not, through that they can spread malicious rumours and also post malicious images and comments. So I guess the question would be then is why do people use social networking sites then if there is such disadvantages that there are people are out there that are going to get your contact information and images of yourselves? Why do people use them? So obviously we've got an citation here from Hindujam Patching. They've said that obviously regardless of the reasons, individuals can be drawn together with who they can relate to. So again, you might not know who the cyberbully is to start off with. It might just start off as a friendly conversation which might lead to maliciousness in the end. So I guess what happens with social networking is the reason why we have so many of them is because they're quickly um, and they're quick and efficient, and you can also create a web page and a profile, and that can be done with a click of a button. So it may, and that profile may serve a digital representation of someone's personal style. That personal style may consist of interests, likes, dislikes, and they can, through that medium they can connect with their friends and family. So on this particular profile they can write information about themselves, express who they are. So it does allow you to, there are advantages there as well. I guess you can, it's a great way to meet people. There's a social networking site called LinkedIn. That's a perfect example of how employers find you. So you can put your CV on there, and that way people, especially if you're a graduate, it's a good way of finding a job as well. So there are some advantages to social networking sites. So if we looked at some of the features on social networking sites, social networking sites represent themselves in a creative way. This is because they use various interactive features such as messaging, commenting, blogging, posting videos, posting content, documenting ideas and events. I would say the most popular would be commenting. A lot of people do tend to comment on other pictures a lot. Also with Facebook, there's also a feature which allows you to like people's imagery. You'll see throughout some of the activities which you'll need to access on Facebook. I will get some of you to like each of these comments as well. That way you can share the same interests and see others' views. Again, posting videos, that's also popular as well, and posting content and documenting ideas. I know now on Facebook they do have features that allow you to post up where you are, so the location where you're at, it allows you to post that up as well. So social networking platforms. So we've got here, according to Hinduja and Pachin, Facebook is the second most popular social networking site with an average of over 200 million active users, and half of these users are estimated to log in every day. I personally think that is a good. I personally think that is a fact. That is a fact, because as you can see now, a lot of people do have Facebook apps on their phone and on their laptop, so it's easily accessible as well. And I think that's why a lot of people have joined Facebook. And again, it allows you to connect anywhere and everywhere. Having said that, I guess the big question is, so why do students and teenagers have Facebook? So teenagers and students tend to have Facebook just to upload everyday images. So they'll upload their going out images, they'll also up comments on what they're doing. So it is a great way to stay in touch with your friends that you won't see for a long time. So I'm just going to read out some statistics that I've found as well, which are very useful. We've got a statistic here by Boyd, who states teenagers' bedroom often provides significant amount of auditory and visual stimulation. So this does demonstrate that a visitor entering the room would get a glimpse into the youth's current life and culture. Teenagers' diaries are not often handwritten and are usually posted on blogs for people to read. So this is one of the reasons why people tend to use social networking sites now, because obviously writing a diary can be time consuming. Obviously when these social networking sites wasn't invented, there was a lot of typewriting. Obviously because they're invented now, people just tend to just sit on the computer and type away, as it is easily accessible as well as efficient. So a bit more about social networking sites. Cyberbullies often communicate with their victims using multiple identities and email addresses. This is because often emails can be traced, therefore having various email addresses minimises the risk of getting caught. We've also got a bit more research into cyberbullying and social networking sites. So we've got here research shows that young males and females are both at risk of cyberbullying. Young people are mostly likely to be bullied on Facebook than any other social networking site. Twitter and Facebook are found to be the most common social networking sites for cyberbullying, as we discussed earlier by Hatchin. He said that Facebook is the second most popular. So I'm probably boring you with all the talk. So what we're going to look at now is some surveys around cyberbullying. So I guess the big question is, which social network is more harmful? So as you can see now, we've got a couple of social networking sites. We've got WhatsApp, Bebo, Ask, BBM, Twitter and Facebook. So again, according to this survey, Facebook is more harmful. We've got here that's 87% harmful. Twitter is 19%. BBM is 13%. For those of you who don't know what BBM is, that's like a BlackBerry app where people can communicate with each other. Ask is 9%, 8% is Bebo and 4% is WhatsApp. WhatsApp again is also another platform where people can communicate with each other. Something to point out is, I guess a lot of people do tend to sign up for these social networking sites as they are free. So Bebo, I know that's free, WhatsApp is free, BBM, Twitter and Facebook is free. So I guess the question could be, maybe if there wasn't so free, maybe cyberbullying wouldn't be such an increase. So that's something to think about. So from this survey, we can see which victims are more targeted. So 75% of 18-year-old girls are more targeted. So 85% 19-year-old boys are targeted. So we can see the main targets are around that age group. So it is mainly teenagers. So I've talked to you a bit about the surveys. So I'll just go through them again with you. So 53% of young people using Facebook reported that they have experienced cyberbullying on the network. 28% of young people that were using Twitter reported that they have experienced cyberbullying on the network. The surveys also show that it's mainly young people as they're vulnerable online. Surveys also recognise almost 1 in 4 young people and students are victims of cyberbullying on a daily basis through social networking sites. They also show that cyberbullying via social media is a global phenomenon, with a large population being school students. It also shows that Facebook is the most harmful social networking site for internet trolling and bullying, has now become more prevalent online than anywhere else, according to the Daily Mail. Those more frequently victimised people are 19. So the next thing is, why do students become vulnerable? So a majority of students and young people are not aware of Facebook settings, where you can block people and only have particular people viewing your profile. Parents and schools do not teach the new generation about drawbacks to such social networks. Social networks are now a norm, therefore young people may feel a little bit more pressured into making a profile. It's just that their mates or their relatives might have Facebook and therefore they might feel like they have to do it as it's a norm. So as you can see from the screenshot, there's a couple of Facebook settings we have here. There's the general settings, security, privacy and blocking people. So all these settings will let you set your profile to the way that you want to. So in some circumstances you can have some people viewing your images only, some people viewing your comments. So Facebook does enable you to just change your settings the way that you would want them to be. So I do hope you found this week's session very useful. I mean, it was a follow-up from the last week's session. So as a follow-up from this session, I would like you all to participate on the eTivity, which is available online on the Facebook page. Again, I would like you all to first log into Facebook, make an account if you do not have an existing account. The link is available on Moodle and the name is under Moodle course, and I'd like you to answer the following questions. So the first question is, do social networking sites make their settings obvious to users? I think you'd answer that obviously when you're on Facebook, so you can have a look at the social networking site settings as well. Do you think one person should be able to create various email addresses? And why are students and young people targeted more often than others?